grade 5. Welcome to tutorial number number 2. We're going to make this lovely photograph of Mr. Pug. We want to make this a high contrast. When I say high contrast, just like the artist Barbara Kruger, we want to make the whites a lot whiter and the blacks a lot blacker, and the in-between grey shades we're not going to have as many. So for this one, again, it's you go back into image and you go to adjustments. This time we're going to go to the second one down, which is levels. Okay, so make sure you click on levels and you're going to get a little box pop up like this. These little mountains graph here are the levels of light in your photograph. So on this side, this is the levels of dark black shadows in your photograph, and this one here are the levels of bright white highlights in your photograph. So the idea is we're going to move the black one and this one, we're going to move them slightly in to add more black to our photo and add more white to our photo. So we need to now here's where you're going to make your artistic decision. I'm probably going to, if I go too black, we start to lose a bit of a look of the photo. So I'm probably going to go just to about there. And then adding the bright whites, you will see that if I go too far, I start to lose the side of Mr. Pug's face, and I still want that to be there, so I'm just going to take it to about there. So now I'm pretty happy with that, so I'm going to press OK. So then the next thing is, if you guys kind of want to compare to what it looked like last, this is also a handy thing to have open as well. If you go to Window, and if you open up the history box, this is really good for going back in time, going back in history. You'll notice when we start to go further along with this project, Command Z only goes back once. Those of you who have used Photoshop before probably know that. You can only go back one step, but have the history box open and you'll be able to go back more. So I can go back to here and we can have a little comparison between what it looked like before and what it looked like after. So I'm really happy with that. So I am going to save. So File, Save As, make sure you're all doing this. Call it Mr. Pug, and I'm going to save it somewhere I can find it. Okay, so I like to put everything on the desktop before I organize it later. But you decide where are the best places to put it. Maybe you want to make an art folder or something like that. Okay, so just save it exactly as it is right now. Hang on, I don't want to replace it. I'll call it Mr. Pug Edited. And then just keep the quality high for now. Actually, let's just keep it nice and high for the moment. We can always reduce the size later and go, okay. Great, now you are ready to go on to tutorial number 3, which is adding text. Thanks, grade 5.